Lionfish Stings by George Dario Gomez Castillo. Ndo-Pacific lionfish, that is, Pterois volitans, have invaded many popular scuba diving locations in the Atlantic and Caribbean. Aside from causing possible harm to swimmers and divers, these voracious predators can dramatically affect populations of native marine animals and ecosystems. In fact, everywhere they're produced and introduced. Lionfish are venomous, and they belong to the Scopenidae family. These fish include the stonefish, or Synacea, one of the most venomous fish in the sea. Without putting life at risk, envenomations caused by scorpionfish and lionfish can cause symptoms due to the systemic action of their venoms. Lionfish spines are covered with epithelial sheaths that contain venom-producing glands in grooves in the upper 2/3 of their long, slender spines. The dorsal fins have 12 to 13 rays or spines, and the pelvic fin has 2, and the anal fin 3. When the ray of the fin penetrates the victim's skin, venom flows into the wound. Our possible contact with various marine creatures occurs during diving, fishing, and food handling, and even though most fish stings are benign, lionfish stings require urgent attention. Puncture wounds by lionfish cause pain lasting for several hours, rapid swelling or edema, and subcutaneous bleeding even. Swelling typically clears in 2 to 3 days, while the tissue discoloration can last up to a week. In some cases, swelling can become so severe that blood flow is compromised, possibly leading to tissue necrosis or tissue death, which is common in the fingertips. A secondary complication is wound infection. Woundfish venom is not lethal to healthy humans, and we're not aware of any published reports of death. Envenomations are rare, even in areas where lionfish are common, but recognizing the fish remains important. In Cozumel, we have gathered 6 years of data encompassing 107 cases, for which we recorded the following symptoms in order of appearance: pain, erythema or redness, edema, local heat, blisters, necrosis, dead skin, nausea and vomiting, dyspnea, fever, and muscular weakness. Limb paralysis and cardiac failure are also infrequently observed. We've recorded only 2 complications from lionfish envenomations, one due to thermal burn and later infection when applying hot water to the skin area, and 1 case of decompression sickness resulting from a diver reacting by means of a rapid ascent after being stung. The injuries we recorded did not pose risks of cardiovascular death or failure in the patients, however. The most important symptoms were local inflammation and severe pain. Our experience differed from those of other centers in that we only had 4 cases of blisters and necrosis. In our opinion, the most common systemic signs were pain. In the past 2 years, we have seen significant reductions in the number of lionfish stings, mainly because people are more aware and a better first aid is being applied in the park. Fewer lionfish sightings after an intensive program to control them also began 5 years ago. Dan has provided information about how to treat lionfish injuries, working in conjunction with the Cozumel National Park. All of these combined efforts and distributing thousands of first aid information cards over the past 5 years have all made a difference. Informed divers are able to reduce contact with lionfish and increase their ability to manage injuries when they occur. Responding to a lionfish sting. Clean the wound by thoroughly washing the area with soap and fresh water. Remove any foreign material and control bleeding. Control the pain by immersing the affected area in the hottest water you can tolerate, usually about 45 degrees centigrade or 113 degrees Fahrenheit, for 90 minutes with 15-minute intervals. Have someone test the water first on an unaffected area to make sure that the water is not too hot. Repeat as needed until pain levels are consistently low. Apply cold or ice packs later to reduce swelling and help with the pain. Take pain control medication if necessary. Apply topical antibiotics if available. Seek professional medical evaluation if this is available, and that may include sedatives, tetanus toxoid, and antibiotics. If symptoms are severe, call local emergency services or the DAN hotline. If it happens underwater, remain calm, notify the dive leader and your dive buddy, and end your dive safely, performing all the necessary stops, and then provide first aid.